Swirly, swirly, we are live. Welcome back to another episode of These Crazy People that just eat meat and can't stop talking about it. This is Justin.
Hey, I'm back, everyone. Did
And
you miss
I'm
me?
Tom. Let's see, Miss Patricia's in the house. Alice is in the house. Or was in the house. Hopefully everybody I saw Sly in the telegram. I imagine she'll be here.
Oh, that'd be cool. Great to see Sly.
I was,
Always.
I was asking her where you were. She said, not here. So, anyways, somebody posted in. Sorry, we're late, guys. So, I had a little technical difficulty. I won't blame it on Justin messing with his hair this time. Oh,
Yeah, not
ADS
this
is
time.
here.
Hey, alien drone service.
I should get ADS to locate you when I can't find you.
There you go.
Send drones after you.
I forgot what city I was in, but man, where was I? But like where you could literally see the little Amazon drones driving like a package. At least I think it's Amazon that has them. It might be other companies.
Well, they were
But
doing
like,
that in LA when we were driving around downtown LA. They were like
oh, that's where
crossing the
we were.
street
Yeah.
and stuff. I think a lot of those are food delivery. I'm not sure. Yeah, there was a name of some company on those things. They're little like buggies, little trolleys. Trolleys, as Joe and Bart would say, just rolling around, blinking lights. Some of them had all kinds of crazy lights on them. It's like amazing watching those things go around. It's like the future's here.
Yeah. Speaking of the future, oh, we should probably tell everyone to comment, subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Send this over to your friends if you like the video. Send it over to your enemies if you hate the video. Make sure that while you're at work, put our videos on for your dog, your cats. You know, they're highly entertained.
Playtime counts.
Playtime counts. Yeah.
Got to rack up those minutes.
Yeah.
Got to push that content.
No doubt.
All right. So what have you been up to, Squirrely? You've been all ghosting me and stuff.
I've been on the Love Boat.
The Love Boat.
The Love Boat. Yeah.
So what's going on the Love Boat? You hanging out with Captain Stuving or whatever his name was?
Just there's a new female in my life. Well, she's not new. The relationship is new, but she's not new.
Next level stuff, huh?
Next level stuff. There you go. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm staying carnivore while staying committed, So there you go. I've had a few transgressions, not gonna lie. So yesterday or 2 days ago, I had one sweet potato fry covered in sugar.
How dare you?
Right?
Somebody go get his card.
Sweet potato fries are a big weakness of mine. Like fries are pretty great, but sweet potato fries, like even if you are carnivore, but if you've never had a sweet potato fry, like just have one. You can stop at one, but just that flavor, they're really good. Those are
I've had sweet potato fries. They are quite good.
And then we went to the Cat Cafe.
Cat Cafe.
Yeah, the Cat Cafe. So
they serve cats there?
No, they don't serve cats. So you pay money to sit in a room with a bunch of cats, and you can order drinks and crumpets, and sit and play with cats. Yeah, it's like $10 an hour to play with cats. Yeah,
I did see that you can have cats Uber to your house to play with.
What? Really? Okay.
There's like a cat loan service out there. How crazy is that?
I think if I tried to loan my cat out, people would just complain because he just lays there. He's a big fat cat.
Oh, that giant cat. Yeah, what's his name again?
Taco.
Yeah. He's about the size of a taco truck. That might be the biggest house cat I've ever seen.
He is huge.
He's ginormous.
He's a giant, big orange tabby cat. Yeah, but I love him still. I'm sure he's got some serious metabolic issues, and that's why he's that big.
I'm guessing he's not a carnivore. He gets cat kibble or something.
Yeah, he's carnivore enough to keep him up and running, but certainly not in optimal health for a cat.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is a big ass cat.
So at the cat cafe, I had some, it was called a Nimi drink or something. It was like a light green tea with like a couple other herbs in it. So I drank that down while I was petting and playing with cats.
Living dangerously, getting your oxalates and your phytic acid, man.
Oh, and today my girlfriend got a Diet Dr. Pepper, and I used to love Dr. Pepper. Like out of all the sodas, Dr. Pepper was always my favorite. I know some people can't stand it, but I don't know. I loved Dr. Pepper. So she's like, "You want some?" And I was like, "Fine, I'll take a swig." So I had a swig of Diet Dr. Pepper of all things.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You didn't go into cardiac arrest?
No, I didn't. I think those are all the transgressions. There might be like a couple more. I had a very posh breakfast. Friday morning. I ordered so I was looking at the menu and I ordered an omelet. So they had a meat omelet that had sausage, bacon, and ham. And I was like, oh, that's pretty good. And then below it was this other, it was part of the eggs, but I don't think it was an omelet, but it had salmon. So it had salmon, tomato, and onions with a, what do they call it? Chive drizzle, a chive cream drizzle. So I was like, hey, is it possible to get a omelet with salmon, salmon, scallops, bacon, sausage, and ham? And they looked at me kind of weird. He's like, yeah, sure. You want that as an omelet? And I said, yes. And I said, keep the green onion drizzle, the chive drizzle. That was really, really good. It was great.
Yeah, I had an awesome burger yesterday. Went down to this place in Norco called the Derby Room. They have horse racing live on the screens there. You can actually place bets there.
Nice.
I'm not a gambler, but it's a fun place to go. So I was down there with my buddy Marissa, and I got this thing called the Derby. I think it's called the Derby. It's basically a hamburger, but it's also got hot dog on it and bacon and cheese and fried egg. Did I say that yet?
No.
Yeah, so a fried egg and everything on it, and it's off the chain. The food there is not that expensive, and the quality is super high. They kind of, it's like going to Pier Burger down there on Santa Monica Pier. The Derby Room is much nicer than Pier Burger, but it's that same thing where you get an awesome burger and it's not that expensive. So I might have accidentally eaten a French fry or two.
Accidentally. Now, did you order it lettuce wrap? Did you say just, hey, bring me a knife and fork?
I just most of the time I just order it and I just throw the bun away, like, because I like picking up a burger and eating it, and lettuce is all right, but I don't really like it. Sometimes the lettuce is all bitter, and it's easier just to eat it in a bun. So I just peel the bun off as I go.
Nice. Yeah, I had a burger on Friday as well. We were just out all day. And I was really hungry because that lunch was really light. Like if you eat everything but beef, and if it's not a large quantity of it, I get hungry like in the middle of the day, like almost hangry, like pretty close to it. And so we went to this like sports bar or whatever. It just happened to be in the same shopping center as the Cat Cafe. And went in there, and they had a burger that had pulled pork on it.
Nice.
And so I was like, you know what? I want more meat. So I'll get the pulled pork burger with an extra. And of course, the pulled pork was sweetened, but I seem to be fine. So there you go. Oh, I had a coffee too. Okay, I've been really bad. I had a coffee with breakfast on Friday, a cold brew. So I was actually seeing a post on Instagram, and I don't remember the specifics, but it somehow come down to if you do react poorly to coffee, like if it sends you to the toilet, gives you cramps, all the stuff sometimes people complain about after they have a cup of coffee. Supposedly, if you get it cold brew, something about that brewing process negates some of those effects. And it seems to work for me. And so I got a cold brew and I seem to be fine today, and I was fine yesterday. So that's a neat little experiment. So not advocating for coffee, but if you're interested, for some reason, cold brew seems to be easier on the digestion, I suppose, compared to, I guess, drip coffee there's so many different ways that they make coffee now that I can't even keep up.
I like cold brew too. I prefer it over hot coffee. Although I had a hot coffee today. I had a Sumatra with some cream in it. And, I don't believe coffee's good for us, but most of us tolerate it. And it's like a lot of things. If you don't drink it very often, it's not that big a deal.
Yeah, I say I use coffee medicinally.
Is that right?
Yeah. For a little extra.
I put salt in my coffee now.
Salted coffee, nice.
That part of the thing is like I actually had an iced tea yesterday with that burger. I noticed I was getting a little bit of muscle cramping, and that's usually, I drink a lot of water, and it seems to kind of deplete my sodium, so even in the iced tea, I probably put 1 gram of salt in the iced tea. So yeah, all those things, coffee and tea and stuff, they tend to act like diuretics, so they tend to make you urinate even more. So then, that can impact your electrolyte levels. So
yeah, that's not a bad idea to salt up the coffee and tea for sure.
Yeah, I think in general, high protein diet tends to require us to drink more water.
Yeah.
And then, when you're working out, you tend to drink more water. So you throw in some coffee and tea, and then you need even more water. And then pretty soon you need to supplement your electrolytes a little bit. So,
well, it's funny. Me and my girlfriend are super classic because I'm super hot all the time and she's really cold all the time. So like when we came back from shopping today, she had me put water in a kettle and make like hot water for her. And then I did the complete opposite. I filled up my water bottle and put like a bunch of ice in it because I felt like I was like overheating. So it's really funny.
ADS saying Harry Serpanos doesn't drink any water.
I don't know who that is, at least not off the top
Harry,
of my head.
Yeah, he's got a YouTube channel and stuff. He's been in here before. Yeah. I've dropped in on some of his lives. He's pals with Bart. So yeah. He has a lot of good information. So I don't know. Where I live, it gets hot too. I can't imagine not drinking water when it's 114 outside. Especially if you're outside. But back to the temperature thing, I was like, I'd use that. When I got solar on my house, everybody was everybody's asking me about it, and I was telling the guys, I'm like, yeah, you get the solar panels and you can crank your AC, and then your girl has to snuggle up with you to stay warm. So yeah, ADS is saying that your body can make water from fat, and that's true. Your body can break down the fat and make water from it. So I don't know. I like drinking water. I'm ready to give it up. But you know me, I love a good experiment, so you never know. Maybe I'll do some dry. I don't know. I mean, what do you call it when you don't drink water but you still eat food? I was about to say dry fast, but
right.
cut back on the water. And you know, I've said it a million times. I mean, these numbers that people throw out for how much water you should drink, it's like, oh, 8 to 10 glasses, you know, and then it's like, all right, well, you know, it's a rule of thumb, right? And then you know, I look at it as being arbitrary, and of course that original data when that came out was sort of based on, you know, how much water people, you know, on average seem to need to stay healthy, but it also was meant to include the water that's already in the food you eat. It wasn't just drinking water. So on one hand, I think you see people just choking down water that they don't need, you know, which can create problems, you know. But on the other hand, that's nowhere near enough water for some people, right? So, and then you see people like, oh yeah, I'm doing this challenge. I got to drink a gallon of water a day or 2 gallons of water a day or whatever. And you know, it's like it's one of those things that's pushed by coaches and you know stuff like that. And it's like, really, what is all that water really doing? You know, it's a weird thing. Yeah, and you know, ADS is talking about the deuterium levels. So yeah, deuterium is one of those things that can sort of concentrate in your body and stuff like that. So
And that's kind of hydrogen 3 deuterium. I could be off, but
yeah, it's a hydrogen ion, so it's like I think it's 2. It's hydrogen 2 is what it would be. Yeah. Heavy water.
Right.
Heavy water contains deuterium, so which is used for all kinds of things from atomic bombs to making industrial diamonds and all kinds of wacky stuff.
But yeah, me and Tom haven't really run down the deuterium rabbit hole. I think I've watched a few videos on it, but I'm not quite sure how convinced I am of.
Oh yeah, ADS says "do" means "to."
Right. You're Latin, of course.
You're more Latin than I am. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, of course, with all the words stemming from Latin, so yeah, most. Anyway.
Do.
Duhas. Mish. But yeah, me and Tom haven't really run down the deuterium rabbit hole too much. I don't know.
No, I suppose we could do that.
I suppose we could
go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Start mining Harry's data. ADS is talking about the Nazis trying to get deuterium out of France. Oh, those rascal Nazis. Anyways, so yeah, what about eating bugs and slugs?
Yeah, don't recommend it. Yeah, there's a lot of really weird stuff about people eating bugs. I think there's a video of what's that actress's name? Is it Nicole Kidman? I think that's her.
Could be.
I know her best from the movie Others. Did you ever see the movie Others? Is it called Others or The Others?
Yeah, that's where like they're ghosts in a house and they don't know it.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite. That's a really great movie.
Did she make some controversial movie where she was having an affair with a young kid who was like her reincarnated husband or something?
Yeah, I think she did.
I never saw that one. I remember everybody being all up in arms about it.
Yeah, neither have I. I haven't seen that one either. I don't remember she was still like making movies at this point.
Yeah, she's a pretty girl.
Yeah, she definitely is. Was both.
How dare you? Are you past tensing her?
Past tensing her. Well, how old is she now?
I don't know. It's probably my age. Are you an ageist?
Yeah, I am.
You ageist bastard.
I very much am.
So what do you think? How far do you think this bugs and slugs are gonna go?
I honestly don't think it's going to go very far. I think most people still have a yuck factor. I think just like when people try to go plant-based, they get really sick.
Damn, she's 55.
See, here you
Still looks amazing.
go. But yeah, there's a video of her eating some I think they were grasshoppers. I think. Yeah, and you shouldn't do it because they contain some chemical called chocolate, just something, which is like toxic to humans. Bugs are basically moving plants, kinda. That's the way I kind of see them. I mean,
yeah.
You know, if we have a hierarchy of food, beef, animals, bugs, then like plants, maybe depending on the bug or whatever. I would imagine eating centipede probably not very good for you.
Well, now let's see. It was Pagan Opera that posted a picture from its article in, I don't know, PNA HOBOCTN. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's Russian or something.
Doesn't sound like a verified source. So
it looks like some of the characters look kind of Cyrillic. So I don't know if that's a gimmick or because the ends are backwards. It says slugs and bugs are healthier than beef and pork, scientists have found. And of course, that stuff's always like, oh, there's some minor detail like, oh, it doesn't have as much saturated fat or something. But then they don't tell you it's got all the other toxic compounds. I know some slugs are toxic.
Right.
I remember when I was a kid, I think I was up in Oregon, and they, in the tourist shops, they'd sell canned tiger slugs. They have tiger slugs up there. They're great big neon colored slugs. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I don't want to eat them.
Well, I mean, the one bugs that are quite delicious are sea bugs. Your lobster and your crab.
Well, the mud bugs aren't too bad either. You had mud bugs?
Would that be like crawdads?
Yeah, crayfish, crawdads, whatever you call them.
Yeah.
They can be kind of tasty. They're just a lot of damn work.
If you steam them pretty good. You can crack in. I think like one night went to like an Asia buffet. I think I ate like 30.
Yeah, there's not much there. I mean, that's the problem, eating crickets and bugs, and then hell, even pigeons and squirrels and stuff. It's like there's not a lot of meat there.
And the funny thing about it is that logically it should bring the vegan community and the carnivore community together. It's like, all right, fine, we'll eat bugs, but it's just not healthy. I mean, I wouldn't care if it wasn't healthy. That, and the other problem is that, they have to throw sugar in with it because no one's like grasshopper just doesn't taste good by itself. Forever there's been a gimmick, and you could go buy chocolate ants, sugared grasshoppers, things of that nature as like a gimmick gift, or eat them as a gimmick. I remember just some kind of like spicy worms or whatever. But it's not taken seriously. I remember close to when I started carnivore, I was looking at a cricket protein powder just because I was curious, and it had a lot of sugar in it. So yeah, I mean, I just don't think it's going to go very far. I don't think they have to produce so many, grind them up, process them, yada yada. I mean, look at Beyond Meat and Impossible Meat. Their companies aren't doing well. I think the vegan food thing has been a flop, continues to be a flop. No matter how much they try to advertise it, people just aren't buying it. Scorpion suckers, yeah, I've seen those too.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's one of the things you see, the scorpions and the hard candy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of guessing scorpion, maybe not quite the healthiest thing to eat. There's bound to be some venom in there, right?
Oh, and of course,
they don't cook them before they put them in that candy either, do they?
Do they? Do they not? I don't know. I don't think I've ever actually had a scorpion sucker.
I have never had one either. I've seen somebody eat one before. You know, somebody brought one to school just to be controversial.
To weird out the girls.
Get some attention.
My candy, well, actually there were two candies that were like, I had to have. The Jolly Rancher suckers, like super sweet and super good. The cherry sucker was like coveted at my school. It was the best.
Really?
Yeah.
So apparently slugs have it's about 90 calories per 100 grams of meat. It's about 12 to 16% protein. Doesn't really say what else is in it. I mean, most of the information I'm seeing about eating bugs and slugs is all survival stuff, which I get.
Right. Yeah. I mean, survival situation, all bets are off, obviously. You know, and they make the big mistake of saying protein is protein, plant protein, animal protein, and bug protein are all the same. But the problem is the amino acids, and the only complete protein is typically animal proteins.
Yeah, well, they have the ideal, you know, like beef has a more ideal amino acid ratio, right?
Right.
So, anyways, Christina's here. Hi, Christina.
Hi, Christina.
Sly's here.
Woo.
And Raymond Neff is here. He says Canada is supposedly going all in on the cricket farms. So, but I get it. You know, Canada is always like, you know, they've got plenty of water, but cold climate, so their growing seasons are kind of limited. So they grow stuff. I guess they grow quite a bit of whatchamacallit up there. Well, of course, that's where canola oil comes from, which is from the rapeseed plant. So it grows there. And then what am I trying to think of? What's the fast growing form of cannabis that has low THC? What am I trying to think of?
Oh, the CBD.
No, the plant.
Oh, the
stuff they make
indica.
No, the stuff they make rope and canvas out
of.
Hemp. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, I think they grow quite a bit of hemp up there too because it grows so fast.
And moose. They can grow moose.
Yeah, speaking of which, if anybody knows a moose wrangler, I'm looking for somebody to train a moose for me to ride. Anybody got a pet moose somewhere in the proximity of Saskatoon would be helpful.
In the apocalypse, there will be Tom conquering what used to be great nations on a moose.
Right. Actually, I just want to ride through the Northern Lights on a moose. Talk about conquering stuff later. Yeah, it's interesting because you go back to the Midwest and you see farms that have, you know, gone native. The ones that haven't been worked and they're just full of hemp. There's just miles and miles of just hemp just shooting out of the ground. You're like, what the hell? It's like a hemp forest. It's like when they stop taking care of it and planting other things, and boom, the hemp grows like crazy. Grows like a weed.
Huh, that's strange.
They're using the hemp more and more in composites. Actually, you know, Henry Ford built a prototype car and the body panels were all hemp composite. So instead of using, like, you know, glass, like fiberglass, they used fiber from the hemp. Some of the sound panels inside the doors of cars now is hemp too, because of those fibers are really tough and it's cheap to grow. So they mix it with other things to you know, like glues and stuff like that to bind it together. So I'm down for that. I like building material science. Oh, ADS. Let's see. Sly said, yeah, hemp, and I will do that moose in Northern Lights. Cool. We can go together. I think she lives if I'm not mistaken, I think Sly lives a little closer to Canada than I do anyway. So I'll just pick her up on the way.
There you go.
So we need 2 mooses.
2 moosei.
2 moosei with saddles, preferably. I wonder how you get on a moose. They got some long legs.
You jump. Use a ladder.
ADS said something about canola oil is low.
Uric acid.
Rapeseed oil, uric acid. Used to be thought harmful to health, but not anymore. Yeah, well, I mean, canola oil is one of those seed oils that like smells and tastes really bad, so they have to process the hell out of it to make it palatable. And Sly said yes. Oh, she's going. All right.
Going.
Yeah, I looked it up. I'm gonna have to look it up, but I think somewhere in October-ish is when you typically see the Northern Lights. So, but we should be able to figure that out because I mean that's all about solar energy coming in through the magnetosphere, right? But I just told Carol we were going live. Carol's the one. Carol Bird, she's the one who sent me photos from like her backyard. It's just amazing Northern Lights. Just wow. That's where I want to go.
There you
I'm gonna go get some radiation, some green radiation.
Isn't all radiation green? I suppose not.
Well, it doesn't have a color, but when it hits the particles in the air, right. The particles in the air kick out those green photons for some reason. I saw Northern Lights in Wisconsin one time, and they were pink. I didn't know what the hell it was. I was walking back from a bar in a little town, and I looked up this hill, and it was glowing pink on top, and I was like, I got back and I was telling my ex and her dad, I was like, there's this glowing pink thing on the hill. And they're like, oh, that's the Northern Lights. Oh, that's good. I didn't know they were out tonight. Like, what? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, why is it on top of the hill? Like, I don't know. Sometimes they're pink.
Sometimes it's aliens.
I thought I was hallucinating. I was like, what is going on? It was winter too. It was cold. It was cold out Wells, Wisconsin, you know.
Right.
So
I'm surprised you were able to walk from the bar to a house in Wisconsin that wasn't like 7 miles away.
No, I mean it's a tiny town of like 350 people with 2 bars. No grocery store. And it's literally like it's closer. I mean, it's got to be like, I don't know, 500 yards or something. 500 yards from the front door, there's 2 bars. Yeah. And a gas station.
That's all you need.
That's all you need. Yeah. So, anyways.
So what are you eating lately, Tom? It's been on the menu.
I've been eating a lot of chili still. I made another batch of chili yesterday.
Nice. How's the recipe coming?
It's basically, you know, I'm going to have to make another batch because I got a bunch of sirloin I cut up sitting in the fridge that didn't get eaten. So instead of taking it for lunch tomorrow, I got more in the freezer. So I'm going to throw some more steak in the crock pot yeah, so it's like I usually put a can of tomato sauce in there, and damn it, I don't have any more green chilies, but I like those diced green chilies in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot to get some today. And then, you know, cayenne pepper, you know, lots of cayenne pepper, a little paprika. I like a little mustard seed. And then, what did I just buy? Cumin? What was I buying yesterday? Oh, I went to Sprouts. Marissa came over. She's like, can we go to Sprouts and get some cheese curds? I'm like, yeah. They only had 3 containers left. Like this big spot in the refrigerated section of cheese curds, and like we raced over there and we were grabbing them all. And so I wound up letting her take them because there wasn't that many. But yeah, I got some. Was it cumin? I think it's cumin that I was putting in there. That's what Joe Zumbo was saying. He really likes the cumin in the chili, and so this last batch, because I was out of it, so I had to get some. So I got some yesterday, and I put it in. It does. I do like the cumin in there. It tastes great. So, and of course, salt. I just put it in a crock pot for a couple hours on low, and it's done. Oh, and then at the last, I put some grated cheese in there and just let it melt in, and then I wait till it's done cooking to put 2 blocks of cream cheese in there, and let it melt and stir it in, and then you get that super thick chili. Like you could throw it at the wall and it'd stick kind of chili. Yeah.
Have you tried throwing some hot dog in it, like cutting up hot dog? Maybe I'll try that.
I have. When the hot dogs start getting a little long in the tooth, they go chili. Same thing with the sausage or whatever. Chop it up, throw it in. You almost can't go wrong. Put some moose in there, some kangaroo. Let's do it. Tell Joe to make some kangaroo chili. Hoppin' jalapeno chili.
There you go. Really hopping.
Mm-hmm.
The Carnivore Chili Cook-Off. CCC.
So who out there likes to make chili? Sly, ADS, Christina, Raymond, Miss Patricia. Who else was here?
Sly, I believe, is doing a fat fast. I hope that's going well for you. I've known some other people do some fat fast that they've struggled with it. Maybe you know how to do it, Mo Betta.
Sly makes him like some chili.
So
I wonder if Alice is still here. I think that's Alice from Colorado, right?
Hot 5 full alarm chili. There you go.
Melt your face. Oh, that's right. She had those. She had gotten some. They were like pickled peppers or something. Some really hot pickled peppers from somebody. I remember seeing them. She's a spicy girl. Oh yeah, Christina can't have the spices. They probably got too many histamines in them. So I bet you Christina is allergic to pepper spray. I know that was a bad joke. You're gonna laugh anyways. So yeah, I made making lots of jerky. I made some. My neighbor next door, Wheelie Joe, he was talking about how he likes jerky too, so I made him a batch. Oh, Alice is still here. Alice from Colorado. I wonder if she lives near Temple Grandin. That's great. I think Temple Grandin lives in like Fort Carson, something like that. Here's Sly's talking about fat fasting works great for me. I actually probably was doing my first 6 months of carnivore. I'm faux with Becky.
Now, Sly, does that just really, really low protein, or do you avoid like protein altogether? It's a fat fast, so you have just fat.
Speaking of Becky, I bought some of those silicone molds for like to make the sticks. I was gonna try making those fat sticks that Becky makes. You ever seen those?
Yeah.
I never got around to it.
Oh, 20 grams of protein. Okay.
20 grams of protein. I was harassing Charmaine on Facebook the other day.
I saw your comments.
Oh, with egg yolks. Gotcha. Tallow bits. That's what they call those. Becky's tallow sticks. Yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, I was making fun of how tiny Charmaine is. So you had to lose 2 pounds. I'm like, 2 pounds? That's such a small amount. I can't believe how strong she is, though.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing. It's like Allie. Have you seen Allie lifting?
Yeah.
God damn, that girl is strong. That's the smallest girl I know. She makes Charmaine look big. So, Sly, when you're doing a fat fast, how much fat do you need to do a fast? Give her a second to pencil that in. Yeah, so Chris, I was gonna ask Christina how the histamine tolerance is going. See what she says. So you've been eating good in the neighborhood. Your girlfriend bought you a whole New York roast or strip loin roast.
Yeah,
you're
pretty
freaking spoiled, dude. Massages every day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm jealous.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, I'm single now, girl. So if you know anybody's a massage therapist, I can catch up to Justin.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, it's interesting because like my fridge is full, but it's full of stuff that like I don't eat, and I've got like a 6x8 inch part of the fridge where it's just like a container of steaks and a container of ground beef, and like that's it in the fridge, and everything else is like stuff that I used to eat, which is like really, really funny. That's how you know when a carnivore is in love with you, is that he's willing to buy a bunch of fruits and vegetables and keep them at his house for you. So there you go. Just for those, I know this audience, but you know, out in the real world.
Surprised you didn't buy another fridge.
Need to.
Right.
But she doesn't really eat. I mean, she likes her bread, but on average, I think because of her culture, she's Asian. And well, okay, actually she's half Mongolian of all things. And
lock your horses up.
And so because of that, her family eats a lot of meat, and like their culture, you know, the Mongolian warriors, they're known for eating a lot of meat. So she likes her meat. She really likes her meat. She says, like a lot of people, that eating too much meat makes her stomach hurt, you know? But I'm sure that could be treated and stuff like that. But I ain't pushing her nothing, at least not yet. But when I cook, I make her like a little bit of steak or a little bit of meat while I'm eating or whatever.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Christina said, I'm really low in copper, which is one cause of my reactions. Surprisingly, since being carnivore for 4 years. Oh, that's really interesting. Yeah, the coppers thing is kind of interesting. I guess you would have to do a special mineral test for that. I'm guessing it probably doesn't show up in your standard tests. But yeah, copper is a weird mineral because I know too high can cause issues with vitamin A, and apparently too low can cause issues with histamines. So I felt like in the beginning of carnivore I had histamine issues, but now they seem to have completely resolved, if I'm honest, considering I can have like chili with tomato sauce and be totally fine. But yeah, Christine, it'd be great if you could like what is low copper? Or is that something you're treating? I know there's a company called Sovereign Silver that I buy silver solution from for my sinuses. And I know they came out with a copper product that you could drink. I don't know if that actually does anything, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see your thoughts about that because I really don't know a whole lot about it. But
yeah, you don't meet too many people with copper deficiency.
Right. Yeah.
It'd be interesting to figure out why.
Right.
It's not absorbing it, or something's causing it for her to lose it, or what. Interesting. I know sometimes people get an overaccumulation of copper. It's called something like Miller's disease or something like that. And sometimes you can actually see accumulated copper around the iris of their eyes.
And really low in vitamin A. Okay. That's really interesting.
Probably. I don't know. Can you eat eggs, Christina?
Yeah, I'm still up and down about food allergy tests because I spent like $500 on them years ago.
Yeah.
And like it didn't help. I mean, it helped a little bit. I mean, at least the obvious ones I got out of my diet, like the gluten, a lot of grains, things like that. It did get rid of.
Well, that's a problem with there's different kinds of testing. There's a scratch test and stuff like that, and then there's the IgG, EGG stuff, right?
Right.
And like they tested me for stuff I know I'm allergic to, like walnuts, and like it came back negative. I was like, well, it's not a lot of utility in some of those tests,
right?
And then you can spend a ton of money, sending samples to was it Great Plains to do the organic acid tests and stuff like that. And it's expensive, but a lot of those values, nobody knows what the right value is for an individual, right? It's open to interpretation. So,
but yeah, if it helps you out, Christina, liver, oysters, daily mineral blend. All right, cool. Yeah, keep us updated because that's really, really fascinating. And maybe if you quote unquote recover and you can have things with histamine in them and you're doing better, maybe you can come on and talk about it because that'd be
really Christina, cool. Don't be shy. Come on sometime. Let's talk about it. You got a lot of interesting things to talk about.
Or at least write us an essay. We'll read it and grade it on live.
Justin will read it.
I'll read it. Tom will grade it.
Yeah.
So, interesting thing about Springfield, Missouri, we have America's best aquarium, voted America's best aquarium. Why in the middle of Missouri? I don't know.
Where there's no cell phone, no no Wi-Fi, giant aquarium, and you couldn't send pictures from there.
But they had a albino alligator, which I thought was really cool. Yeah.
Albino alligator.
An albino alligator, yeah. And they had some owls too, which I thought was really cool. So you got to see like a great white owl. Which
was it aquatic?
No, it wasn't aquatic.
But it was at the aquarium?
It was at the aquarium, yeah. It's kind of one part aquarium, one part zoo.
Zooquarium?
What's the name of the aquarium?
No, I called it a zooquarium.
Zooquarium. Yeah, there you go.
Making up new words.
There you go. Well, we typically do on this show. It's been a while, so thanks for.
It's been a while. I know you haven't fumbled all day.
Not yet, anyway.
Damn, Christina says you only had to use an EpiPen 3 times this year, so I figured I should do something about my histamine problem. Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
Anaphylaxis is not fun.
Right. Wait, just from eating meat, you had to use your EpiPen?
Yeah, I think she has histamine reactions to a lot of things.
Right. So are you working with someone, Christina?
Yeah, I think she goes to the doctor and all that stuff. I forgot all the details of what she said before. Very interesting, though. Maybe we can link it to deuterium.
Maybe. Ooh.
Or maybe from eating too many slugs and crickets. And tie the whole show together.
There you go. So from eating slugs and crickets, would you get more copper because they're more closer to the earth?
I think slugs are rich in minerals. I don't know about crickets.
Right. And don't you get, was it like if you eat the wrong kind of slug or snail, don't you get prions?
Yes. Some of them, yeah, I don't know about prion disease, but I know some slugs are definitely poisonous.
Yeah.
Don't they have? Isn't it a sea? Is it a sea slug that shoots out the poison dart?
Oh yeah, I think so. Sea slugs are cool though. Sea slug.
It's like got a paralytic in it.
Cross-contamination and high histamine foods. Once from apple cider vinegar. Yeah, I don't know if I would ever touch apple cider vinegar again. I've heard so many horror stories of apple cider vinegar that I used to drink that stuff like every morning. Not a great way to start the day.
I did a whole video on making fun of apple cider vinegar a long time ago.
We both did a video on apple cider vinegar as well. Yeah, we did.
Oh, okay. I can't remember if it was pre-Justin or not.
Probably both, pre and post. So, working with an allergist doing a Morley Robbins protocol. Don't know what that is. We'll have to look that up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's cool. We hope you get the relief that you need.
Yeah, tomorrow's the big day.
Old Hallows Eve.
Good old Samhain's here. I was someplace earlier and they had the news on or something and they called it Halloween Eve today. I was like, that's a thing? I suppose it is.
Well, I hope you have a spooky day tomorrow, Sly.
Yes, Sly. Have a spooky day.
Oh, he helped the Strong Sisters too. Got it.
Yeah, did they ever go back to carnivore?
No, they still eat. They eat just kind of like a whole 30 or whatever. Kind of like they make all their own stuff. Their farm's going well, it looks like. Anyway, they're doing well, so good for them.
Yeah, good for them.
Kind of weird that like as soon as they got on TV, they stopped being carnivore. I don't think that's kind of funny. I don't know if we'll ever.
They were on TV?
Yeah, they were on the Doctor. Is it Dr. Oz or was it the Doctors? One of those shows, the carnivore episode. Yeah, they were like the testimonial in the beginning.
Forgot all about that.
Yeah. This was like 2019. Yeah, I think so.
Wow. Yeah, we can keep up.
But yeah, it's kind of curious if we'll ever figure out these little things that people don't get well on carnivore. I don't know. Hard to tell.
Yep. Well, your diet doesn't cause all your problems.
Right. Yeah.
There's other things going on.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I know this dude, he's been in like a couple car accidents, got hit by a car. Wasn't really diet related,
Right. Yeah. But it made me carnivore durable. So there you go.
Right. Well, shall we wrap this one up?
Sounds like it. Sorry we weren't dressed in costumes. Honestly, Halloween really kind of snuck up on me this year. Usually I'm a bit more tuned in. I do have a costume in the closet from last year, but I don't know if I'll dress. I don't have candy. So last year, I bought a bunch of candy and no one showed up. So this year I'm like, well, See if anyone shows up this year.
Nobody climbed up to the 4th floor penthouse.
No.
Trick or treat.
And I was upset. I was upset for a couple of different reasons. One, I was still suffering from salmonella. So I did have
that was last Halloween.
That was last Halloween. Yeah, it was when I came down with salmonella. It was like day 2 of it too, or whatever.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So I had a fever. Well, I kind of had a fever still, and I was watching horror movies. I watched one of my favorites, Wishmaster. You ever seen Wishmaster?
I don't think so.
Wishmaster is pretty great. I love that movie. It's pretty terrifying. I mean, like the special effects are bad, but I think it's pretty crazy. And then, so I had candy, right, ready to go in a bowl, but on my computer I had like spooky music set up, so I was gonna have like horror music playing when someone knocked, and I was in costume, and no one came. So upset that nobody came. But I got to go to bed early, so that's fine because I was sick anyway.
You make me sad.
Boo, Alice.
Bye, Alice. Have a good Halloween.
Check your candy. Make sure there's no razor blades, AR-15s.
Right.
Did you know that the only story of that was like a family member that actually did that to like a younger brother or sister? Like there's actually no reports of any candy ever actually being like messed with. Yeah. It was like a family thing, which caused like a
mass panic.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd heard that before, that there really wasn't anything behind it, but then everybody's like, well, if you stop checking the candy, then it's an opportunity for somebody to do it, right? So
I suppose, but most candy's just regularly wrapped now. I remember as a kid, though, my parents my grandmother and dad would make me throw away like candy that was just like plastic, like clear plastic wrapped. Like I was only able to eat like the store-bought candy. Yeah, for safety or whatever, in case it was poison or razor bladed or whatever.
Yeah.
What was your favorite Halloween costume, Tom, that you ever had? What was your favorite one as a kid?
You know, when I was a kid, a lot of them were still just like homemade stuff, right?
Nice. Yeah.
I had one that was like a robot suit. It was basically cardboard boxes, painted silver, you know. Had some circuit boards on it and stuff.
Nice.
I'm trying to remember what else. Of course, I got a Viking costume.
Right.
Oh, I don't know. Well, how about you?
I think probably like Darth Maul and Darth Vader were probably like my two favorites. Had like buttons and everything. That was fun. Yeah. Because like they re-released the Star Wars movies, the old ones, and then they came out with Episode 1, which everyone argues about, but I still think it was good.
Yeah, I mean, if they just go back and edit out Jar Jar Binks, it'll be pretty good, you know.
Well, I like the conspiracy. Well, I don't know if it'd be a conspiracy theory, but the theory that Jar Jar Binks is actually a Sith Lord and actually like the highest Sith Lord or whatever. It's really silly. Yeah, which is why like he doesn't get hurt. Yeah. Anyway, it's really
just
funny.
Pretending to be a giant dork.
Yeah, right. Misa Juanita Bita.
I'm a little bit more saddened that you can do that impression.
How
dare you?
How dare I? Well, thanks for hanging out, everybody. Make sure, again, you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, toss us a steak. Make sure you drop a comment if you're watching this after the fact.
Oh, yeah, I looked it up, by the way. Is it Wishmaster or Witchmaster?
Wish.
Wish?
Wishmaster.
I typed it in and they both came up. And I was like, uh-oh.
It's Wishmaster.
So everybody, your homework is to watch Wishmaster.
Wishmaster, yeah.
See if it's scary.
And it has a great female protagonist, so it's not misogynist.
All right. non-misogynist Halloween movie.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thanks again. It's good seeing everybody.
Great to see everyone.
All right. And we'll see you next week. See you online. Jump in the Telegram group. It's called Meat Mosaic. Jump in the Facebook group called Meat Mosaic. And everybody have a good week. Eat some meat.
Avoid that candy.
Avoid that Halloween candy. Yeah. Feel better.
And whatever you do, don't fall down the Jar Jar Binks hole.